If you ban cow slaughter in India, that doesn't mean you will not get beef in India.
That's true.
You can.
Do you think that it's because of a slight anti-incumbency against them, or do you think what's the reason that they're drifting to that Hindutva
It
track
was
again?
your choice of picking the topic and headline on his speech. They never missed it. I am saying again, I am not saying that Modi has not told anything against Muslim or he was not focusing on Muslims. I am not saying so. First, it is not between Annamalai and Jayakumar, it is between ADMK and BJP because all the leaders started replying and countering to each other. When Mr. Annamalai told, he was not in the intention of coloring her as Hindutva leader. He was explaining something else. She was a staunch Hindu, nobody can dispute that one. And she was staunch Vaishnavite, even that nobody can dispute that. Third,
Hello and welcome to this week's Pandey Politics with Rangaraj Pandey sir himself. Welcome, sir. How are you doing, sir?
God's grace, all fine.
Sir, usually I'll start with Tamil Nadu first, going towards all India subjects, but this time I want to start with a comment made by Home Minister Amit Shah during one of the election campaign in Bihar about cow slaughter. So he's given a verbal promise that if NDA comes to power for the third term, they are going to ban cow slaughter. Now, cow slaughter is one part to it, the beef consumption is one part to it. How do you think this talk of Amit Shah is resounding in Tamil Nadu?
In Tamil Nadu, it will create a beautiful political space. It will create a beautiful political space.
Against BJP, right?
Obviously, yes. No way in favor of BJP as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned now. Of course, the anti-BJP mood in Tamil Nadu is declining day by day. In 2014, it was 90 versus 10. Now I can say it is clearly 70 versus 30. You can see in the vote and the result on June 4th. That is a separate case. Beef, we cannot order anyone what you should eat, what you should not do. That is their right and personal things, priority and prerogative, and we cannot order them and insist them and instruct them. But the cow, slaughtering the cow is anti-constitutional. Slaughtering the cow is anti-constitutional. The Congress people and the DMK people everywhere, they are threatening the public that if BJP comes to power again, they will change the constitution. That is what they agree. But what constitution insists and what the directive principle mentions, directive principle is the one copy of the paper which directs the government, the state, in which direction you should go. That is a directive principle. It clearly says that we should save cows and cow slaughter should be banned. It is clearly mentioned in the directive principle of the constitution. So that is where we have to push, if at all you are following the constitution. That is what he insisted. Uniform civil code, that is insisted in constitution itself. It clearly says there should be a uniform civil code. There should be a, there may be a none, there should be a uniform civil code. It is clearly mentioned in constitution. Till date it is not possible. The BJP is pursuing for that.
No, sir, the question here is, since 2014 when Mr. Narendra Modi came to power, the export of beef in India has raised significantly. And even Congress has banned, I think by 1955, if we go back and check our history, around 24 states Congress has banned cow slaughter, but that's kept separately. When they are speaking the voice of the constitution, they should also consider in the beef export, right? So why now suddenly? Why not in 10 years?
See, if you see in detail, every other state will first start with there is no permission for cow slaughtering. They will start their law in that way. Then they will give some exemptions. If the age of the cow is below this much or above this much, or it is aged or it's dead, so these some there will be some sort of differentiation which you can use for beef, which you cannot use for slaughter. That type of separation is there. Even in Jammu Kashmir and even in Tamil Nadu, there is official cow slaughter places. Okay, so throughout India it is there. It's not so that it's not there. If we use for food, I am again saying I am not against anybody eating beef. It's their own right. I am not against, but that should be under the constitution, under the law of the land. That is the thing. The constitution directs you to avoid cow slaughter. Tomorrow we can reduce it. It's not that from today, the next day no one should eat beef. It is not that. It is slowly it has to be imposed. What Mr. Amit Shah, Home Minister of India, says that they will implement what the constitution recommends. That is what they say. If they implement it, that cannot happen in a single day.
No, but they have also increased it, right? So right from Mr. Narendra Modi took charge.
That is how we have to go. That's what I'm saying.
They didn't even try about reducing it, but they have categorically increased it.
So see, exporting beef is entirely different.
How can you?
Yeah, of course. You see, it may be a joke. You can have cows or buffaloes from other states, other countries, and you can make it meat and you can export. You can do anything. So export it not only means cow slaughter. It may be seen ridiculous, but you can think in the broader way.
In papers you can say that, but reality is that's
if you are exporting something, that doesn't mean you need to produce it.
That's true.
You have to think in the largest spectrum. So I am not saying that. Of course, we are encouraging it. We are. It is increasing, but if the cow slaughter is banned in India, obviously the beef export also will go down.
Yes.
So they are not promoting it. They are focusing on this. Every other state of BJP, every other state of Congress in some cases, they are banning the cow slaughter. That mean they are encouraging the idea of the constitution, not exporting the beef. But of course, with the limited perimeter thing, the beef export is going high. That we can understand. But if obviously, as Mr. Amit Shah said, if he bans the cow slaughter, obviously the beef export also will be reduced. So now, just because the beef export is higher, you cannot ask that don't go for banning the cow slaughter. So this will happen simultaneously. You cannot ask for ban on export of the meat, the beef. See, the traders who export rice, they don't produce rice.
That's true.
They are buying it from farmers. Like that, you can buy it from Sri Lanka, you can buy it from Nepal, you can buy it from Bangladesh, and you can make it a meat and you can export the beef. We can find a way. Of course, without any doubt, if there is a ban on cow slaughter, there will be a reduction in the export also. It will be there. It is not a contradiction. It is just a direction where they want to go. They will implement that too.
So how is Tamil Nadu going to encourage this or take this, as you said, it's going to be playing against
politically, there will be a huge cry.
Not just Tamil Nadu, sir, where beef is a staple food now in Kerala.
Yeah, of course, everywhere it will be there. You see, again I am telling, if you ban cow slaughter in India, that doesn't mean you will not get beef in India.
That's true.
You can import the beef also. So that is a separate business. I am talking about importing and exporting is a separate business. You can make it, you can buy it and sell it. Singapore is doing the complete trade. Malaysia is doing complete. They don't produce anything. They are surveying through trades. So even you can also do the same.
So we can assume that this is not going to go to the extent of banning people from consumption of beef.
As of now,
it is not the case.
See, if they talk about CAA, you will talk about NRC. If they talk about cow slaughter, you will talk about beef eating. So what we can discuss about what they have promised, what they have delivered. They are focusing on banning the cow slaughter. It is recommended strongly in the directive principle of the constitution. Then we have to support it. I am supporting it. That's it. What the impact it will create on export of the beef, we have to wait and see. Certainly it will be reduced. What the impact it will create on eating the beef, the habit and my right, of course, it will not be disturbed, it should not be disturbed. That's what my point is.
Perfect, sir. One question on the recent political campaigns just got ended and PM is having his silent time. But did you see any marked aggression in the speeches of PM Modi or Amit Shah a drift towards their core Hindutva ideology, where they are speaking about, because last election 2019, they were speaking about the progress they did. 2014 was Gujarat model, 2019 was what they did in 5 years, but 2024, I have a feeling that they have went overboard and went a little below the belt now and then, here and there, even Mr. Modi himself, and they have criticized, they created, a lot of row was created. Do you think it's because of a slight anti-incumbency against them, or do you think, what's the reason that they're drifting to that Hindutva
It
track
was
again?
your choice of picking the topic and headline on his speech. Everywhere, Mr. Modi, Honorable Prime Minister, have delivered speech at least for 30 minutes. On the whole 30 minutes, he never spoke against Muslims or targeting Muslims. He has touched a lot of things on that particular constituency, on that particular state, on the whole of India, and the respect and image we gained throughout the international community. He was talking about all those things. You preferred to pick only that matter and put it in headlines and started debating it. It's your choice.
No, sir. The reason I picked this topic is that for a person who is as strong as Modi, Modi is undoubtedly and undebatably the most powerful leader in the world today, and everybody across the country knows that it's going to be the third term of Narendra Modi, and with all this. See, someone is going to comfortably win. They won't take that extra chance of, hitting a 6 and trying to hit it out.
It is your theory of winning that need not to be the same of Mr. Modi.
General human behavior, sir.
We cannot commonalize that. We cannot generalize that this is the theory.
Why would somebody take risk when you have an easy way out?
You see that's a risk. He is not seeing it. You feel it's a risk. He is not. If at all he is taking risk, she should be at risk. His numbers should be go down.
That's what I'm thinking, though, because none of the predictions.
You yourself in this question itself, you are mentioning that again he is going to come to the power.
Yes, that is the poll prediction. None of the poll predictions said otherwise. So why is he taking so much of?
Then how you come to a conclusion that it's a risk?
No,
it is politics.
It is a risk against his image.
Not at all. If you follow Mr. Modi throughout his career, right from 2001,
of course,
he was never missed this subject. He never missed this subject. As I told repeatedly, in manifesto of BJP, all these years, every year there will be a mention of UCC and 370 and Ram Mandir. The whole media will miss the whole manifesto and they will pick only the 3. They will talk about the growth, they will talk about the DRDO, they will talk about the ISRO, they will talk about the everything. No media will pick it. They said again Ram Mandir is there, again 370 is there, again it is your choice. They were talking about some other things also. You never debated about that. That is what. But they never missed it. I am saying again, I am not saying that Modi has not told anything against Muslim or he was not focusing on Muslims. I am not saying so. But if you continuously follow his speeches from 2000, only from then we are seeing him in public. Before that he was working as RSS Karyakarta and Sankatan Mantri of Bhajpa. So, right from 2002 election, 2007 election, 2012 election, even he used to name Pakistan ex-president Mr. Pervez Musharraf as Musharraf Mian Musharraf. So he used to call him as a Muslim Musharraf. Musharraf Mian. So in North India, they used to call Muslim as Mian, as we call Islami later. So he was using the name particularly. So this is not a new thing. And going to this level is not the only trick of Mr. Modi. It was used by every other politician. When people in the stature like Sonia Gandhi, they can use a word called mouth ke saudagar against Mr. Modi, attacking them. The code of conduct says, election commission's code of conduct says, first it says that there should not be a personalized attack on anyone. You are naming someone as a mouth ke saudagar and is it not a personal attack? And he came across all those. You insult as Neech Jat. You insult him as a chai wala. All the personal attacks.
Chaudagar chor hai.
Chor hai, everything with no proof. You have 110 cases on you and you are in bail. And you are calling someone with no case, no FIR even and calling him bail, calling him as a chor. So, if you talk about the lower level of politics, you have to talk about everyone. You cannot name Mr. Modi alone. Of course, as I said, he was focusing. Of course, it's a tricky one. Then later he said that I was not focusing on Indian Muslims. I was talking about who infiltrated to India and all those things. Of course, he will always focus there. But you have to understand what Modi spoke in this election season campaigns. It was only a reaction. When Mr. Manmohan Singh says that Muslims have the first priority of the Indian values, assets, everything. When Mr. Rahul Gandhi says that we will completely scan every assets of every individuals, every persons, every community, and we will redistribute it. What it means, he is just compiling both. He says we will calculate everyone's asset and we will redistribute it. Every individual, not the state or not the country or not the party. He was mentioning every individual, every community, every family. Then he will redistribute. What Mr. Manmohan Singh says, that Muslims are having the first priority on that. He is compiling both. Both are fact. Both are on record now. We have video footages. We have on record news, everything. He is compiling both and blaming that they are going to value your assets and they are going to redistribute it to Muslims.
But he also spoke about them having many children.
Yeah, that I clearly, many times I established and clearly told that I am not okay with that. If he mentions the Indian Muslims, we have to put if there, because of course he has compiled both and the sense is giving in that way. Later he says, I was talking about the infiltrators. Of course, there is huge infiltration is here.
That is true.
Even now, even the last week, we had more than 10, 12 people came from Bangladesh. They were flying to for some other countries, having our own passport, our own Aadhaar card. So, of course, Bangladeshis, Pakistanis, Afghanistanis, many people are coming here without any papers. So, we cannot allow them as, we cannot treat them as our own brothers Muslims. So, Indian Muslims are our brothers. Not Pakistani Muslims, not Afghanistan Muslims, not Bangladesh Muslims. Okay, they are other country people. We can have a friendly relationship. We cannot take on our home. Okay, so that's simple. If he explains later that I was mentioning them.
That he did.
Then we have to take it as. Otherwise, if you want to blame him, you can blame him. I am clearly putting a mark there. If he mentions Indian Muslims, I am no way okay with it. I am very clear on that. I have said this. At most not less than 4 to 5 interviews.
Sir, yes, Honorable Prime Minister has come for 2-3 days of silent time and taking rest in Vivekananda Rock in Kanyakumari. And there is a huge cry from the ruling government and their allies, the Congress ruling government. In fact, DMK's youth wing has went over to give a written complaint to the collector of Kanyakumari that they should not be allowing anybody to stay in the monument and perform dhyana, meditation or whatever it is. So, why is it they are doing that?
See, Modi is a huge selling point. Either you hate him or like him, you have to talk about him. If you talk about him, you will get TRP, you will get attention, you will get media attention, you will have headlines and all. If you are talking about something else, nobody will make your statement as news. If you talk about Modi, certainly it will become news. That is what no congressman in throughout the country has opposed this one. But the state unit of Tamil Nadu, Congress party is opposing it, right? And DMK is opposing because they feel that here the anti-Modi sentiments is huge. As I told in the earlier, of course it is huge, but it's completely reducing.
Yeah, is it still true? No.
Of course it is huge because it's the largest chunk. Okay, so the support of Mr. Modi's minority and opposing of Modi's majority in Tamil Nadu. So of course, as I told, it was 90-10, then it became 80-20. Now it is 70-30. What I feel. So the anti-Modi sentiment is reducing day by day. The pro-Modi sentiment is increasing day by day. But these people, being a political parties and relying on the same vote bank, they want to keep their vote bank happy that Modi is coming here and sitting here for 3 days. The whole countries and the whole world is watching it. We fear that this may increase his image more and more. So do something. Then you start crying and foul cry, all those things you will do. Nothing to do with anything. Mr. Rahul Gandhi went each and every temple wherever he was campaigning. Is it against code of conduct?
No.
If at all anybody willing to go to any temple or mosque or church, How can you blame for that? And being a prime minister, he is given extraordinary security. And even now the boat service is going on. The people are allowed to go to the beach. Only the rock is blocked for 1 day. That's it. And as you mentioned, he is not came here to take rest. No. Okay. Doing meditation and tapasya is not taking rest. Okay. It is a complicated work than any other job. You cannot sit at least an hour ideal. Okay, your brain, your body, your thought process and everything will harm you like anything. That's an impossible task to sit idle. Okay, so he is coming here to connect with the cosmic energy. He is completely emotionally attached with the Hindu mythology. So after finishing his karma, his duty, after finishing it, he is just going to the touch the feet of the Lord.
It's his habit. He did it in 2014 also.
14 also, in 19 also, in 24 also, as usual, and everybody is doing. Mr. L. Murugan went to Tirupati, Mr. Amit Shah went to Kalabhairava, Kote Bhairava of Pudukkottai. So this happens everywhere. Because these people are highly in limelight, it is noticed. We have to, Vivekananda himself says, India is the only country in the whole world where if someone in your family says that I am going to become a saint, everybody in the family will fall in his foot and okay, thank you very much, you are great, you are such a girl that you are ready to throw all these things. Even you can see this culture in Jains, even now it is there. If a girl who was prepared to become a saint and go out of this material world, the whole family, the whole community, the whole area will celebrate her like anything and they will send off her to their temple. So that sort of culture is here. So this is the place where you should be completely connected with the spiritual elements. If you call it a religious element, it's up to you.
Okay, sir. Coming to Tamil Nadu, the recent controversy or the recent row between BJP State President Mr. K. Annamalai and Mr. Jayakumar over the Jayalalitha remark. So, Mr. Annamalai has used Ms. Jayalalitha's name, stating she was an icon of Hindutva and whatever she was speaking or upholding or she has voiced out, BJP is working on those grounds. So, and people from ADMK are vehemently against it for two reasons. First, they think it's putting Jayalalitha under the one religion bucket. Second thing is, they don't want their leader to be identified as Hindutva leader.
First, it is not between Annamalai and Jayakumar, it is between ADMK and BJP because all the leaders started replying and countering to each other. When Mr. Annamalai told, he was not in the intention of coloring her as Hindutva leader. He was explaining something else. He was explaining the growth of BJP in Tamil Nadu. On that time he says, when tall Hindutva leader like Jayalalitha was there, we were not having that much space.
Correct.
Only after her demise, we got our own space. Because even staunch Hindu supporters, they thought ADMK is a better party and Jayalalitha was the better leader to support. Instead of supporting BJP, which was not growing up to the expectations. So they supported ADMK and Ms. Jayalalitha on that period for these reasons, who the Hindu sympathizers. After the demise of Jayalalitha, he is saying that it went away from the path of Ms. Jayalalitha. The ADMK party went away from deviated from the path of Jayalalitha. So now people started looking at the BJP. Okay, ADMK is missed its path. They were not in the path of Jayalalitha. So BJP is doing that now. Let us support BJP. He was saying this, that we are getting the momentum only now because of the demise of Jayalalitha, who was a strong Hindutva leader. Now, we can see whether she was a Hindutva leader or not. I say, you are a Hindu because you born in a Hindu family. What you follow is called Hindutva, Hinduism, whatever it is. Hinduism is an English word, Hindutva is an Indian word. That's what the difference is. So that is the method, that is the way which you follow. That's Hindu, Hindutva. So, Muslim, Islam. A person who is following Islam called Muslim. The religion is Islam, the religious person is Muslim, that's it. So you are a Hindu, if you follow that Hinduism, it is called Hindutva, that's it. Then she was a staunch Hindu, nobody can dispute that one. And she was staunch Vaishnavite, even that nobody can dispute that. Third, she came to limelight 1991 when she became the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Even before that, she was opposition party leader. Even before that, she was Rajya Sabha MP. She was having good. But we can take her statements in count after she became Chief Minister. Okay. From 1991 to 2016, when she lost her life, she was supporting Karseva, she was supporting 370, she was supporting UCC. She brought anti-conversion law in Tamil Nadu.
And she immediately revoked also.
No, after that election.
After the election, she lost.
You cannot comment in that way. No? So, her willing was when there was no wave, she took a decision to have an anti-conversion law. When she lost the election of 2004, people surrounded him said that no, just because of this law and all, we lost our election, so we have to revoke. She revoked not only anti-conversion law and three more major, we used to call H seal in ration cards, H mutre we used to call in Tamil. In ration card, only the father has to go, no other one can, we will put seal in that. There was some new things in that. And there was a ban in slaughtering the
goats and hens
in temple. So
animal sacrifices.
Yeah, 3-4 elements she was trying, and she revoked all those things after the loss on the election. But I am again telling, the loss was not because of these things. That was because of alliance arithmetics. Of course, she was aware, but in early stages she took that. Right. Then she was supporting Ram. She asked, if we don't build Ram Mandir in Ayodhya, where we can build? And when Pope John Paul criticized Miss Jayalalitha on anti-conversion law, she rebutted like anything that you are a leader of Vatican City. I am a leader of Tamil Nadu, the state. You can do your business. Can you imagine any leader in the world, even a Muslim leader or a Hindu leader or any sannyasi or any leader, calling a pope that you do your business, we are doing our business? Even BJP leader never said like this. So I won't call Ms. Jayalalitha as a radicalized or fundamentalist of Hindutva. She was staunch follower of Hindutva. So she was understanding all the ethics, values, bottom of Hindutva, and she was practicing and she was preaching wherever by a possible way. So calling her as Hindu leader or Hindu leader is not a sin, it's not a crime, and I am surprised why ADMK people are opposing it, where they were witnessing all those things. They were being a witness of all these activities when she was doing all these things which I listed now. They were the witness. Then just because they don't want to ally with the BJP, now they started. People are very well aware that these are only petty politics.
Sir, and my last question on this row. So Mr. Annamalai, as you said, he was explaining something and he brought in Ms. Jayalalitha's name. Do you think it was just a moment, or it's a calculated attempt to slice out that share of vote from ADMK, as you have also said in many places, and in both the parties, they share the same vote base. So chunky portion of ADMK votes are going to move towards BJP as it is going towards. So the name BJP and Jayalalitha herself, she's a very tall leader and her image as an influence.
I got your point. If a politician goes to even a restroom, there will be a purpose. Not for the single purpose they will go. They will have some start of idea and they will make how to create a noise on those. Whatever they utter, of course, even his political experience is very little, just 3 years. He is very smart guy. You cannot underestimate it, intelligence. So he is a very calculated politician and very interesting politician to watch. So that he is able to challenge the two tallest parties having a history of more than 50 years, and they are challenging them, and he is making huge noise, and he is a trendsetter now in Tamil Nadu. Now the complete politics of Tamil Nadu is centered on him. So what Annamalai says, where Annamalai goes, this is being the news throughout Tamil Nadu for last two and a half years. So he knows what it is. And of course, we have to understand, as he rightly mentioned or accepted, ADMK and BJP's votes are identical.
Right.
It's not similar, it's identical. Same votes were there. Because there were no BJP, people were voting to ADMK. Because it was a small party, people were voting to ADMK. Now BJP has grown and started getting its own share, and there is no Jayalalitha. Now people are focusing on BJP. That's it. So whether same votes are there, whether they will create a huge chunk share, get the lion share from ADMK, everything will happen automatically without any doubt. Whether it was intentional or not, I don't know. But as I said, in any politician's every move, including Mr. Narendra Modi's visit to Kanyakumari, that will have some equations calculation. That is how the politics moves.
Perfect. Thank you so much for taking time talking to us.